Welcome to part A of the Donkey Kong Country playthrough, and we're still on this elevator level.
And now it's over. No, not yet.
Nope, about halfway there.
Just a halfway point.
Hooray!
Oh, I hated this part.
God damn.
If you don't have Donkey Kong in it, if you don't have Donkey Kong in this part, by the time the crushers come, it's almost guaranteed death. Yeah.
Did Donkey Kong just sort of clip through the elevator and hang there?
Why? Yeah, your partner
has magical flying.
What the hell? Donkey Kong is just sort of floating around behind Diddy Kong, ignoring the elevator. When he goes down, Donkey Kong hovers above the elevator. When he goes up, he hovers inside the elevator. What's the deal with that?
It's just a mirror code, and so since he follows him, he's kind of lags behind.
How do you not notice something like that when you're making a game?
Well, it doesn't affect the gameplay at all, so I don't think they've found the need to fix it, but yeah, I see your point.
They obviously cared about the graphics, so why leave something like that in?
I don't know. Oh, here's the crusher, do I?
Yeah, here's the crusher, yeah. And you die anyway.
Yep. I try and get too fancy with it. Yeah, I figure, why get Donkey Kong out? I can jump over him on this incredibly small platform. I have 50 lives, so it's not like it matters, but...
Vulture dead. He jumped over and...
Hooray, I get my extra life back. Not that it matters, I have 52. Frankly, I'm surprised I've died as many times as I have in this game.
I want to know where those birds are spitting their nuts from.
I mean, the nuts come out as big as their freaking heads, so...
Dodge the bird crap. Dodge the bird crap.
Stupid bee.
I want to know what logic these enemies being where they are, what logic is there behind these enemies being where they are? Little blue alligators with heads bigger than their bodies, giant killer bees, monkeys with barrels now apparently, and
I do the same thing again.
And these are all in an elevator mine?
Something like it. Again, back in the days when... Back in the days where this kind of stuff didn't matter.
Yes, indeed.
Who needs logic in video games anyway?
I do. I need logic.
There's not much to say going through the same part of the game a third time.
Well, the only thing we can really do now is, like, make fun of the enemies. I already called Neki with his nut throwing.
It's a fat alligator, which...
Why doesn't that guy move?
I don't know. I always wondered whether that's a glitch or he was playing to not do anything.
This level looks exceedingly boring. This level looks really, really boring.
It is somewhat boring to play, so...
It looks really boring to play. I mean, you're sitting on a platform, occasionally dodging something.
Wait until you see its more evil cousin.
Yes, the fuel one.
The fuel one.
There's another one of these?
There's one,
yeah,
no,
that
one's
definitely more intense.
Because you have to get fuel for the elevator. And towards the end of the level, it will just barely give you enough time to go grab it.
You'll see what we mean.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the next level is a little more interesting, because I had absolutely nothing to say about that.
Yeah, this is a part of the game where it starts kind of repeating itself. Like all platformers.
I have to say that the Time Lord is not impressed by this particular game. I might try the Wii version of Jungle Beat just for the fuck of it, but only because it looked kind of interesting when I watched a review of it the other day. But, this looks very bland and generic as platformers go.
You could certainly do worse.
Well, yeah, I know you can do worse, but I can also do better, and I don't have really the time to play games that I could do better than.
Oh no, you could beat this in a couple hours if you wanted.
Yeah.
Couple hours I'd rather be using to play something like Final Fantasy IX or something
I really should
else.
Go back and play 9 since I actually have my old PS1 version of it.
I have it, although I'm still waiting for it to come out on PSN so that I can play it without using my desk. But oh wait, there's a Donkey Kong playthrough going on in the background. How many times during this playthrough are we going to rip off NTOMs we should start talking about while we're watching line?
I don't know.
Can you tell I'm bored?
Oh, look, he died. Finally, something exciting.
Lol.
Did he?
Lol, you suck.
I didn't notice. Now he's dead. Damn my internets.
It doesn't matter because the checkpoint was literally right before that, so. Almost got myself killed there.
Yeah, you almost cartwheeled into death there.
Luckily, you can break the laws of physics and jump after you've gone off the edge if you're doing your side attack.
Of course.
Now, if Klonoa would have let me do that, I wouldn't have double jumped before single jumping quite so many times.
I think that just happens out of habit.
I do like Klonoa quite a lot more than I'm liking this game, in fact. In fact, let's talk about Klonoa. Fuck Donkey Kong. I want to talk about...
Lol, all the voice actors are anime people.
And they all suck! In that game, anyway.
Wendy Lee's in it twice.
Who?
Wendy Lee.
Who's that?
I think on Wikipedia says she has like the most credited voiceovers in America or something like that.
Why?
She does
Why was there a random tire in this cave?
I don't know. I'm gonna go save.
Poison pond. That sounds inviting.
It's not poisoned, dude. Well, actually, yeah, it probably would be. Considering I don't know what the hell you're swimming in, but
there are piranhas in it, so it can't be good.
The level's name is Poison Pond. Therefore, it must be poison. But it's quite a lot bigger than a pond.
Alliteration for the win.
You just swam through the ceiling to avoid that shark over there.
Hooray.
Please notice me trying hard not to sound like I'm lagging 5 seconds behind everything else. Or is it more like 10 seconds at this point?
I would say 10.
Damn.
Why is it that water levels always suck regardless of what game you're in?
Especially ones that have spinning wheels of death.
And evil squids with giant googly eyes.
I get the squids and the piranhas, but why the wheels? I don't get the wheels.
I don't know. Random shellfish of death.
Then again, we're already talking about a game where the physics can be defied, so I guess
by monkeys,
goes.
no less.
We're talking about a game where bananas and more bananas float around underwater in a poison pond, no less, and do not wither or anything.
Hooray! They found the secret to everlasting food.
The secret.
If you look hard enough, you can find Sonic's current career somewhere in here.
Along with the rest of the 90s mascots that have since become bones.
Pretty much. I think I see Bubsy.
Hey, Sonic isn't that bad.
No, I'm just making fun.
He's slowly struggling to swim to the top anyway.
Out of this pond, yeah.
Hooray, I get my swordfish buddy.
I think we probably should wait until a Sonic playthrough to actually talk about this more, but I do think that Sonic is starting to make his comeback.
Assuming Sega doesn't do anything stupid.
Yeah, and
I would have loved to see some blood for this guy. I love Engarde, just because he pokes the ever-living shit out of things.
Engarde.
But I like to see some blood once in a while.
Yes, but we're reaching the end of the part. And we'll finish up this level next time because I rock at water levels. Hooray!